What's up, everybody? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Now, I apologize. I messed up the stream once again. What can I say? I am a caveman pretending to be civilized. But here we are, you and I, about to talk about fat loss. And really, we're about to talk about fat loss secrets that you already know, but you forgot. And Uncle Mike wants to pop in briefly and share these secrets with you. So I appreciate you being here. Welcome to all those who pop in live. Make sure you click that subscription button and the little bell so you are notified when we come live. I do try and answer live questions every single day. And unfortunately, these are unscripted and unscheduled. So consider subscribing and clicking that little bell for notifications. I will also say, we've gotten messages from many of our former subscribers who have been unsubscribed to this channel, only to realize it later on that they weren't subscribed. They weren't getting notifications, though they clicked on the notification bell. And hey, man, that's frustrating as all get out, but what can we do? So I just simply say, if you want to be subscribed, just click in, make sure that you've been subscribed. YouTube's been playing some funny games. Let's assume it's just a result of the AI and the algorithm, and it's nothing intentional. Let's assume it's just a glitch. But that being said, today I wanted to talk about fat loss secrets that you already know and you're currently not doing. The number one secret, and I'm not going to drag this out. We're 2 minutes in right now. The number one secret, you could listen to this and you can log off. The number one secret to your fat loss that you already know, but you're not doing it, you're not following it. The most important aspect of your fat loss is not sexy. It's not mind altering. It's not a huge eureka. It's I'm an idiot. The number one secret to your fat loss, my friends, is consistency. It's consistency. Now, I sit on here every single day. I host one-on-one consultations with over 1,000 amazing humans every single year, 4 hours per day now, nearly 5 days per week. I am speaking with amazing people, a minimum of 4 people per day at this point, and that is surging higher. Our dietitians are working one-on-one, performing 30-minute consultations. You can click the link below if you're interested in any of that. But what this allows us is a snapshot into the lives of regular folks around the planet. And what we have found, the number one issue with every single person who is failing in achieving their fitness goals is not their macronutrient split. It's not that. It's not that they're only eating 1.2 grams of protein instead of 1.5. Oh no, what will I do? It has nothing to do with that. It's not that they're spending 35 minutes performing lists instead of 47 minutes performing lists. It's not that it's fed or fasted cardio. It's not that it's hit or hurt training. It's not that they're training 6 rep sets instead of 12 reps, or they're training more on bar speed than they are on absolute strength development. It has nothing to do with that. Shocking, right? It doesn't even have to do with whether or not they're following a ketogenic diet, a fasting diet, a vegan diet, or they're fitting their macros. It has nothing to do with that even. Isn't that crazy? Of all the people we speak to, thousands of real humans, just like you, and many of you here are these exact same people. This is crazy. What we found, the biggest issue is not any of these little things that most of the faux fitness frauds pretend are the most important. The number one issue people have in not achieving their goals is consistency. It's consistency. Now, if you and I conducted a 30-minute consultation and I was able to motivationally interview you, which is a technique that we in the industry, we understand, and it's very powerful and it's very beneficial and it's very therapeutic and it's very helpful for you to hear in your own words exactly what the issues are holding you back from making progress. Motivational interviewing is huge. Now, during this motivational interviewing process, what we have uncovered is the vast majority of people believe they are healthy, believe they are fit, believe they exercise consistency, believe that they eat really clean and really well. But when we drill down and we ask more specific, nuanced questions, we find that people aren't consistent. They don't train consistently. They might show up to the gym. They might show up to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and they miss a day. Usually they miss 1 or 2 days per week, but they train more than they don't not train, right? They're supposed to train 5 days per week. They train 3 or 4 days a week. They don't get the 5 days a week. And they don't get the active recovery on the weekend. They don't go hiking or swimming or surfing or skating or playing pickup football or basketball like they're supposed to, right? So this is what I say. They're not consistent. You're not as consistent as you think. And that's just one little area. But when they're in the gym, this is the big failure. They are not compliant to consistency with regards to hitting their goals. They don't keep track of their goals. They don't keep track of their weights. They don't keep track of their repetitions. They don't keep track of their sets. They don't keep track of their rest periods. So what happens? They just show up. I use the term because this was a former employee of mine. He used to spin in his chair 6 hours a day and perform 2 hours of work. And every 3 months, he would expect a raise when it was time for his performance review. And then when we did an audit of his terminal, we found that literally he was on Craigslist for 6 hours a day searching for remote control helicopters. True story. True story. Many moons ago. This was an employee. Crazy, right? In his mind, he did 2 good hours of work. He felt the 2 hours of work that he did was good enough to suffice for the whole entire work day. And maybe if he did that day 1, well, all right, you move the ball a little forward. Maybe if he did it day 2, all right, you added to what you did the day before. But in time, what we realize is you still have 6 hours to make progress. And where you are right now is a result of the middle work that you've done. I've used the term middling on this channel before. You end up middling. You do more than most of your friends, but not nearly enough to be successful with regards to your potential. So the number one fat loss secret that you've forgotten, my friends, is consistency, is the same motivation and the same focus you had the day you started. Because you get the gym membership, you set up the workout plan, you hire the coach or the trainer, you get the Peloton, you order the meal delivery, and you do it 80, 90% in the beginning, 70, 80%, 60, 70%, to the point that most people eat 1 or 2 decent meals and 1 or 2 not so good meals. They get a little snack. They have a glass of wine every night. This is not being consistent. This is why you're still fat. And it's not my judgment of you. It's your judgment of you. I'm not judging you. Be you, do you. But you're the one who set goals to be a certain size, to be a certain weight, to be a certain body fat percentage, to perform at a certain level. You set goals for yourself. And what happened? You did not live up to this goal. You are not living up to this goal. Why is that? Is it because your macros aren't perfect? No. It's because you're not being compliant to your goals. You're not following the plan. Every moment of every day is what matters. And you can do that. And this is not a jail cell. And people believe it's a jail cell to be consistent, to set a goal and stick to it. They act like it's some sort of affront to their freedom, to their personal liberties, when they forget that they're the ones who set the freaking goal for themselves. So this is that whole YOLO mindset, weak mentality, where people set a goal for themselves, they fail to achieve the goal, and then they blame outside circumstances for their failure to do what they said they were going to do in the first place, instead of assuming responsibility and saying, I failed. I did not follow through on the decision that I had made. I did not do the things I said I would do. That's why I failed. That's the end of it. I was not consistent. That's why I did not lose the weight. That's why I had to wear Spanx under the dress to go to the party that I was hoping I was going to be a certain dress size when I went to. Or that's why guys, how many guys do you know? And this is, I'm in the locker rooms. I talk to dudes every day. I talk to 1,000 humans every year during these one-on-one consultations. And these are real, honest conversations, like, real stuff. Guys tucking their muffin top and love handles into their pants, hiking their pants up, and then pulling their shirt in a manner and letting their shirts hang so it can't be seen, it can't be hidden, because they're so mentally distraught by it being there. But then what do? They go out and they eat wings and beers with their friends later on that night. This is a disordered relationship with your body. Either embrace the muffin top, embrace the man boobs, embrace the saddlebags, and hey, baby, that's you. And that's you living the life you're currently living. And if that's okay with you, and that's okay with me, that's fine. I'm not the boss of you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help you. But if you have a goal, if you set a goal for yourself, well, damn, you better step up now. Now you better step up and make it happen. And most people are full of shit. When they set goals, they create excuses as to why they can't achieve their goals. And this is an issue. So this is the number one part. Now, I'm going to answer your questions here, by the way. Feel free, guys and gals, to click the links below. We have the 25% discount on our fat loss, weight loss program, the dolcediet.com, 3 weeks to shredded and living lean. We also have a certification event that is almost sold out right now, the DDC, March 19th, 20th, and 21st. Definitely click a link on that, get certified. One of our coaches from last week's event, our last event, I shot a message today or posted a message yesterday that he signed up 3 brand new clients following the exact game plan that I lay out during the certification fitness conference. It is a business building, brand building event as much as it is a nutrition certification. So if you want to build your business, if you want to increase revenue, if you want to gain financial independence, if you want to become a Dolce Diet certified coach, click that link below. That's awesome also, by the way, and some other good stuff in the links down there. Now, Cole, let's answer your question. Cole says, how does the human body begin tapping into stored glycogen when completing more than 1.5 hours of outdoor lifts when walking consistently at a similar pace for the entire time? Well, this is a very complex physiological circumstance. And I'll have Lindsay come back on and break this down. She can do a better job breaking down the biochemical adaptations as they're actually happening. But as you continue walking, you're creating more strain, you're burning more energy, utilizing more energy. And slowly in time, you will deflect. And this deflection point is where your body actually crosses over from utilizing stored fat as the primary fuel source to tapping into greater levels of stored glycogen or glucose. Now, we never run completely in one energy system or another. The type of expenditure we are creating, or the type of energy that we are expending, will lend itself to a certain type of fuel source. But it's never in a vacuum, and it's never solely by itself. Even in ketosis, the body will create glucose as energy levels goes up. And people think, well, I don't even eat carbohydrates. I have no stored glycogen theoretically. How can I then utilize glucose? So it's very similar during when you're utilizing, fat as the primary fuel source while in ketosis for those who even attain ketosis, which is very rare. But to go back to your initial question, as the energy expenditure starts to build up, it has a taxing effect that will slowly bring on another energy system. And think of your glycogen as a backup generator. That's I think the best way for me to describe it is a backup generator kicks on to assist in the fat loss as your expenditure creates, because there is a cumulative effect. Now, if you are walking at an even pace, that's where it will kick in. If you are walking, let's say at 3 miles an hour, and then the longer you walked slower, 3 or 2.5 miles an hour to 2 miles an hour to 1.5 mile an hour, you would then reduce your energy expenditure and thereby lessen the amount of glucose that was actually needed and or released. But most people are going to walk at a relative simple same pace. And many people, and this is what happens. So it's a context answer. But when people walk, typically you become more efficient at that walking, and most people wind up walking faster. And if you notice that you kind of start slow, and then you get in your rhythm, you build up your gait, and it starts to increase in speed over time, which again would tap into. So there's a multitude of factors. And then on Monday, this is a great question for the Dolce dietitian to break down the biochemical reactions. Great question, by the way, Cole. Seth, what's up, man? Good to see you. Union Boiler Company, thanks for what you are doing. I appreciate that. Thank you, Union Boiler Company. Very cool. Smash the like button. Seth, I appreciate that. Thank you. Dabs and deadlifts, dumb question, but how do you know if your digestion is bad? That actually is not a bad question. That is a great question. And we know our digestion is bad. I think that is, we'll try this one for a moment. Your digestion is bad when you feel it. You feel stomach upset. Your bowel movements are not ideal. The typical bowel movement, and oddly, as I was driving today, I was thinking about this today, and how do I do a video on bowel movements, which is kind of a gross topic for sure. One of our dietitians actually is did a bunch of her clinical work analyzing fecal matter and getting fecal samples, and spent quite a bit of time hands deep in dookie, and has great feedback to share. And it's just an unkind, would share it during our live, back when we were able to host live DDCs, certification and fitness conferences. And it was very interesting. And, she had a very affable way about her. So, she could kind of explain it. But it was always funny. It was always a little bit weird. We'd always have to kind of change the topic after a while. So a bunch of school kids. But to answer your question, your bowel movement should be very uniform. It should be about the same size, and it should come out at about the same time every day. It should be about the same color and maintain about the same consistency. When you see large alterations in your bowel movements, there's some sort of digestive issue, or B, it's an intake issue. You have pizza one night, ice cream another night, Mexican food another night, Tex-Mex another night, Indian food another night, processed foods another night, and it's just all over the place. And man, you don't know what you're going to get. What we aspire to here through the Dolce Diet and Fitness with our Living Lean program and 3 weeks to Shredded plan, one of the feedback points, honestly, is dramatically improved bowel movements, shape, size, color, consistency, time of day becomes very uniform. People are it's like clockwork, almost to the minute, to the hour, that their movement happens, and it's simple. And then we say the coveted one wiper, which is very efficient, and there's not much mess and residue afterwards, tiptoeing around, funny topics here. But dabs and deadlifts, to finish answering your question, and it's not a dumb question, it's a great question. We evaluate many of our clients based upon bowel movements, but also digestion. How do you feel 15 minutes after a meal? How do you feel 45 minutes after a meal? How do you feel at the interim point between your first and your second meal? How does that feel? How are your bowels working? These are important questions, and these are important takeaways, and these are things you need to know. We all need to know that. So everyone is different, and the root cause is very, very varied. There are so many different causes for this, by the way. So it's a matter of, if you have an issue, yes, okay, you have an issue. Now, what's the cause of the issue? Is it diverticulitis? Is it a probiotic issue? Is it intestinal disorder or GERD? Excuse me. Is it colitis? Is it Crohn's? Is it just nervous? Are you just nervous all the time? Are you lactose intolerant? Or do you have celiac disease? All of these things now matter, right? So which one is it individually? You don't know. A young lady came on yesterday, asked a question. It's like, green vegetables really are bothering her. She doesn't really know why. Man, we could sit here, we could come up with 10 different reasons, but really we have to go and get a diagnosis. So I spent a little extra time on this question. Now I'll run through some other ones. Jewett says, what's up, coach? Loving the push-pull leg split. I'm on week 3 of 3 weeks to shred it and crushing it. Hell yeah. Jewett, keep me posted. Take your befores, take your afters, take your update photos. I definitely want to hear about that. And everyone can click that link below if you're familiar or curious what 3 weeks to shred it is. How does the low fiber diet before weigh-in work? How much can you lose? And how many? I don't like the low fiber diet before weigh-ins. I think that's silly. That doesn't make sense to me. All the data that we have and all the science that we pay attention to, plus our personal experience, low fiber diets are not beneficial to weigh-ins. So I don't know. And I know other teams feel they are, but I push to our science, and I also push back to our results. We have the best results in combat sports. We've never, ever had an athlete miss weight. Not once ever. Not once ever. And we use a relatively moderate to high fiber diet. And I would say that is one of the attributes that have helped us deliver healthy athletes to the scale on weight, on time, every single time. D. Garcia, do glucose levels affect fat loss? Is there a level it should be at to burn fat? Thanks, Dolce. I always enjoy your content. That is a wide question, because post-workout, I'm going to be crushing food. I'm going to be crushing food multiple times throughout the day. My glucose levels will be elevated. I don't want constant and chronic elevated glucose levels. That will likely turn to fat storage. But in a fasted state, beneficial. Post-workout, beneficial. So the answer is we want low to moderate relative glucose levels, and we want to keep them lower more so than higher, but definitely a deeper conversation. P.S. Love the crazy rants when you call people on their bullshit like you did the other day. I got more of those coming too, by the way. So make sure you guys subscribe if you don't subscribe already. And if you had previously subscribed, go back and make sure. From what I understand, there's been quite a few of our members that have been unsubscribed by the channel. I don't know that it's intentional. I just think it's technology and there's glitches out there. Things happen, but just check it. And if you want to subscribe, do so. Click the notification bell, because I typically just go live at random times and hours. I don't really have a hard schedule. Zach says, what's up, Mike? Been consistently hitting lists and or morning judo, getting in a good routine. Been brainstorming ways to reach youth to build good, consistent habits in regard to food. Will reach out. Brother, I am here, man. Good to see you, Zach. I'm here. Whatever I can do to help, especially spread the word to the youth and to their parents and help keep them living right. Thierry says, I eat broccoli with eggs. Man, that sounds delicious. I am in. Jason Cutshaw, what's up, brother? Super thankful for you and your team. I have made a total life change. Jay, I'm so proud of you, man. It's so cool to see you come on here. You absolutely are crushing it. The gains Jason has been making, ladies and gentlemen, are epic. By the way, this man dramatically changed his life with our online program in the beginning of the pandemic last year. and went from not in a good way to freaking heartthrob, to be honest with you. So completely killed it, and now has continued on. So Jason, I'm so proud of you, brother. Josh, what's up, Coach? Boom. Hey, Coach, I have 5 weeks till the next fight. I'm fighting up 2 kgs, so around 1 to 2 kgs off my walk-around weight should be good to go. 3 weeks to shredded or go living lean, as not needing to cut any weight. I would go 2 weeks of living lean, Josh, and I jump right back into 3 weeks to shredded to scoot into the finish line. That 2 weeks of living lean gives you the ability to reverse diet, maintain a healthy training weight, not keeping you too low for too long. And then, 3 weeks to shred is going to bring you right back to the finish line. Josh just fought and won his title over in Australia in Muay Thai. So just went out there, whipped ass, did an amazing job. I believe I shared you via my story today. If not, I will share it later. Did a great job. And Josh is also one of our Dolce Diet certified coaches in Australia and killing it. Tom Lowe, what's up, Tom? Coach, I don't have time to work out after work. I can, however, work out before while family is sleeping. After list, should I get a snack and meal and then work out? I'm about to start P90X3 with a buddy, restart 3 weeks to shredded. Right on. Tom, what I would do first, I would do the hard stuff first, and then I would finish with some lists. Right? Maybe do like a little light warm up, a little foam roll, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of sweat or stretch. But, Tony does a good job on P90X kind of warming you up, warming you into it, and then going right at it. But I would always finish glycolytic activity, resistance training with aerobic work. So kind of, because you don't want to blow your glycogen out early and then be shot halfway through plyo push-ups or whatever craziness Tony Horton has you doing. So I would always finish with the list in your situation. And I understand, man. I would probably shoot a little bit of like a cold processed beet juice, not orange juice, like a cold processed beet juice before the workout, just to get a little bit of blood sugar up, or bump your blood sugar up, and then crush it. Doing workout right after lists. I would do the workout before lists, finish with lists. Lauren this says, would I build muscle and burn fat if I'm a novice and I eat maintenance calories? Probably not. Being a novice is like being on steroids. To be a novice again, my goodness, when you're a novice, you have so much benefit. Novice is the best thing ever. Man, I wish I could go back to being a novice. I made crazy gains. I would gain like 20 pounds a year in high school as a novice. I was training 6 days a week. I was completely overtrained. I couldn't get out of the gym. My buddies and we would just go to the gym and train. We'd be bored. We'd go to the gym and train, or we'd schedule training. Like we just constantly train. I just put on so much muscle because I was a newbie. I was a novice, right? I was eating a lot for that stage. I was freaking ripped. Holy shit. I had striations everywhere. I literally had ripped glutes, striations in my backside back in those days. Just striations, veins running through my abs, all the craziness. It was, and drinking like a gallon of milk a day. I do not suggest that to anyone, by the way. But I was training so much and stimulating muscle protein synthesis, as we now know. And I was in a caloric surplus, but my energy expenditure was so high. Benjamin says, what is the best eating pattern for gaining muscle? Every 2 hours, every 4. I'm stuck at 185 and I'm 6'7". F you. Between 2 to 4, whatever's right for you. We're looking. I had a conversation with Dr. Andy Galpin about this a few weeks ago. You probably want to go and check that. It was actually a fun one, a little tongue in cheek. But very good data. We spoke about, the protein equation. And that's really, I think, what we're speaking about here with you. You can't gain muscle. You're probably not eating enough in a total surplus. You want to make sure you're getting in at least 1 gram of protein per pound of relatively lean body mass. So for you at 185, you probably want to be taking in at least 180 grams of protein per day. You might want to start escalating that as training intensity increases. That's important. And then you want to look at your total carb and fat intake. They should be well-rounded, not so much you're gaining fat. You want to maintain a tight midsection, not ripped. Doesn't have to be super ripped, but you want to stay relatively lean, which I would say is right about 12% body fat. During our lean bulk protocols, when we do work with clients on building up lean muscle tissue, we do try and set a relative 12% ceiling for body fat accumulation, which allows us to eat in a caloric surplus while building muscle mass. And we might fit in 10, 15, 20 minutes or so of a little bit of cardio just to keep things nice and tight. So, Ben, I hope that helps. Sosa, hey, Dolce, I'm wondering how Cowboy Cerrone drinks his Budweiser all the time, not trying to be a smartass. The wine comment just made me think of him. Oh, Cowboys is a cowboy, right? Cowboy's a cowboy. I mean, he can, there's athletes, I tell you what, there are athletes that do a hell of a lot worse than drink a couple Budweisers every so often. And I will say, how much of that is a prop by a man who's sponsored by what Budweiser? You ever notice when Warren Buffett does his Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meetings, he almost always has a can of Coca-Cola with him that he sips on? Do you know that Warren Buffett is the number one, Berkshire Hathaway is the number one stockholder in Coca-Cola? I'm just saying. Wally, heads up, Dolce, just bought a one-on-one session with one of your RDs. Can't wait to hear from someone soon. I'm excited. Let's effing go. Boom. Wally, super pumped up. That actually passed my desk, and I passed it on to the Dolce dietitian, Professor Lindsay Howard. So you will receive an email any moment, maybe already, from Professor Howard. She will be conducting your one-on-one consultation with her. So we have the one-on-one consultation with a registered dietitian, one-on-one consultation with myself. You guys can feel free, click the link below to go to dolcedietshop.com and check it out. It is, I mean, you'll see anyone who's been here. I mean, it's like a 10x. I'll say it's a 100x on the expense for sure. What we can do in that 30-minute consultation with you is freaking incredible. Get you back on track. Laurenus, thoughts on red wine? Gives me a headache. Don't really enjoy it. Me personally, you said thoughts. I mean, what's the long-term outcome of that? It's not going to make you more fit. It's not going to make you leaner. It's not going to make you stronger. It's not going to make you build muscle. So what's the point? It helps you de-stress, reduce anxiety a little bit. All right. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. All right. But all in all, it's not beneficial. So that's so, but do you know where I stand? I'm not your dad. Omar, what's up, coach? What's up, coach? I can't wait for the one-on-one tomorrow. Me too, brother. Always look forward to speaking with you. Coach Omar. Omar actually is a Dolce Diet certified coach. Also, you guys can click the link below if you want to join the winning team. Jen, pre-workout, yes or no? No, Jen, no. Just a little bit of coffee, a little bit of espresso, maybe some green tea or black tea, and some really loud Metallica. That's all you need. That's all you need. I'm out of coffee, unfortunately. Those last little bits. And I'll probably grab that again before the end of the show at some point, looking for more coffee, wishing some just show up. Tom, thanks for all you do. Mike signed up for my first 10K this week due to the weight I've shifted. You keep me motivated. Tom, I'm so happy, so proud of you, my friend. We are here for you. We are cheering for you. We are in your corner. Cannot wait to see you go out there and crush it. 10K is a 6-mile event. That's no joke. Tom Lowe, thanks, coach. I will change it up, going to figure out the beet juice. Is it for the natural sugar content or energy shot, also doing a single or double espresso? Dolce. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you. So the beet juice is just going to drop a little bit of sugar into your blood. It's going to give you that little bit of extra energy to perform that glycolytic activity. That's really, it's just a little extra energy you're going to drop in that is rapidly absorbed and transported through the bloodstream that you can actually use in real time. Beet juice has a higher net contribution due to it, like orange juice is just sugar. crappy sugar. That's why we say a cold pressed beet juice will be ideal. Also, the ability to produce additional nitric oxide in time is a benefit of consuming beets and beet juice. So I would say start adding some beets to your salads throughout the day, a little bit of beet juice in the morning. There is a benefit to that. Now we can debate how much benefit, but I will take the benefit considering you're living an atypical lifestyle because of your work schedule. So you do have to get your resistance training in early. I understand that. So now we're trying to make lemonade out of the lemons that life has given you, not in a bad way, because you're working, dude, man. Much respect there. But that's where we get in. I want to drop just a little bit of sugar from all natural sources into your bloodstream to give you a little more energy so you can perform at higher levels and facilitate a greater response to the training effect. Sosa says facts. 1%. One more question for the Dietitian Monday until I meet the dietitian on the DDC next weekend. Can't wait. Hell yeah, 1%. Boom. Already signed up. 1% is signed up for the Dolce Diet Certification and Fitness Conference next week already. Wow. So we got a week and a half, almost. Yeah, week and a half now. Today's Tuesday. So March, 10 days from today. Ooh, it's coming quick. 10 days from today. Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss out the Dolce Diet Certification and Fitness Conference. Click that link below. I think there's a 30% discount right now still going on. That's going to be wiped out here real soon. Get locked in. Get locked in. Get locked in. Do not miss out. It's going to be freaking awesome, by the way. Johnny, what's for dinner tonight, coach? And what are you having for your bedtime snack lately? Well, do you want to know what dinner is? I will tell you what dinner is right now. This episode is brought to you by Certified Piedmontese. Go to Piedmontese.com and feed your family the same way I feed mine. Right now, use promo code Dolce to save 25% on grass-fed, grass-finished beef with free delivery. That's Piedmontese.com. You like how that works? That works so well. It works. But honestly, that's what I'm having. I'm having the certified Piedmontese grass-fed, grass-finished filet mignon. Comes in 4 ounces and 6 ounces. I typically eat the 4 ounces. We order the 4 ounces, not the 6s. I don't need that. So I'm going to have that. Brandy's been making jasmine white rice with chopped cilantro, just mixed into it. So freaking good. And then whatever vegetables we have laying around the house that need to get eaten before they go bad. There's always veggies in our house, and it's like they're always about to go bad. So typically what we do is we eat the veggies that are about to go bad, and then tomorrow there's new veggies about to go bad. So we're always like one day ahead of the healthy organic vegetables that are literally dying in our kitchen. That's exactly what we're going to eat. And then what else did you say? And then bedtime snack has been the apple. Man, I'm addicted to apples and almond butter. Apples and almond butter. You know, I actually bought a bag of pecans the other day just to like have them because I haven't had pecans in a long time. I saw them sitting in Whole Foods. I got a bag of pecans. Like maybe I'll grab some of those, a handful of those tonight, and an apple. Usually, though, instead of like eating the apple, it goes too fast. So I have an apple slicer that like cores it out. So I'll slice the apple, kind of lay it down all romantic. Like I like put the little, what are those little, like you get it in a restaurant, they put the little dip in it. So we got a bunch of those in the house. I'll put the almond butter inside the little like thing, little tiny little holder, quarter cup holder or whatever it is. And then I'll kind of eat it like that, nice and slow. So it really extends it. I mean, it could take me an hour to eat an apple and almond butter that way. Jesse says, F you, Dolce, everyone hit that like button. Bam. I appreciate that, Jesse. Thank you. That's a good idea, by the way. Hey, coach, thinking about DoorDash. Full-time. I like the flexibility and I have other things to pursue. How should I prepare financially? Wally, this is a great question, man. And I will break this type of conversation down during the Dolce Diet Certification and Fitness Conference. I spent quite a bit of time speaking about the financial side, how to optimize income versus outgo. We do a whole chapter on income versus outgo, on net worth, on multiple streams of income, on side hustles, on full-times, on W-2 employment, on 1099, consulting work as a sole proprietor, on building an S-Corp LLC LLC, LLP, or even C Corp on investment income. So I build out a complete curriculum for you guys to discuss a lot of these issues. Now, to answer your question and not just pass it away, is I love it. And if you have the ability to work your freaking ass off, honestly, during periods of your life, you want to run sprints of income. What does this mean? At certain points of your life, you have been given the benefit of time, and you can utilize this time to A, waste, or B, gain. Now, this can be a gain period for you. You can say, listen, maybe you said full-time DoorDash. If you're doing full-time DoorDash, bro, I'm going full-time DoorDash. I'm going to get Uber certified. I'm going to get Lyft certified. I'm going to get Instacart certified. I'm going to have so many apps on my phone that are all on. And then I'm just going to jump from job to job to job to job to job. If you are one of those car warriors, if you're in there doing that, why not, man? Get out there, get after it, get it in, get it done. And then I'm going to be thinking of other side hustles. I'm going to write an ebook on how to make $100,000 being a Lyft, Uber, DoorDash driver. What kind of car, what kind of insurance, what apps do I need on my phone? What type of phone cord do I need, to keep my cell phone charged? What type of maybe sprays so the car doesn't smell? What do I do during the time of coronavirus? Where's the best places to get gas in the area? How do I set up my routes? What kind of clothes do I wear? Do I have a lumbar support? Literally, I would create an ebook like that. So now, and this is what we teach during the certification and fitness conference. This is just a blink of the 20 hours that we spend teaching this stuff to you. I would go so wide with this conversation. Because if you can make money doing DoorDash, then you can teach people how to make money doing DoorDash, right? Then you can create passive revenue streams from your Amazon affiliate links and your ebook downloads, and maybe you start doing seminars yourself on it. I don't know, right? I know a chiropractor who's a decamillionaire, which means he's worth tens of millions of dollars, by teaching other chiropractors how to be successful chiropractors. He didn't make tens of millions of dollars being a chiropractor. He made it by teaching chiropractors how to be better chiropractors. And they are, and he is. So, Wally, this is worth the price of admission to this live feed here, my man. I hope that helps. Omar, guys, anybody who's thinking about the DDC, definitely go for it. Mike over-delivers on value, and being endorsed by the Dolce diet instantly separates you from other trainers. Omar, brother, thank you so much for the kind endorsement. That really means a lot coming from you. That's huge, and it's true, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to screenshot this, Omar. Thank you, my friend. This certainly does mean a lot. And anyone who is interested, definitely consider the DDC. We go over and above. And Omar, I think the most important point that you made here that really is touching is that we over deliver on value. We really go so far above and beyond I've taken every other certification out there. I've gotten all the certs. I let them pass because it was kind of a waste of my time in many ways, which is why we created our certification and fitness conference, is to teach you all the things the other courses don't actually teach you, and to care and walk the journey with you once those courses end. Right. So this is the big thing. Also, they don't teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to run a business. They don't teach you how to structure yourself. They don't teach you how to create multiple streams of income. They teach you kinesiology. They teach you to 3 sets of 10 repetitions on the bench press, incline press, dip, tricep push down, move on. You guys know all that stuff. Now, we do a deep dive into nutrition and dietetics, and Professor Lindsay Howard teaches the nutrition component of the course. I really hammer the brand building side, the financial side, the motivation side, the inspiration side, all the things that are untaught to be successful. So if you guys are interested, whether you want to be a fitness professional or not, there's great value. And Omar, thank you for that, my friend. DK says, awesome, informative, free content, always flying in from you and your team. Thank you, brother. What makes you want to be so truthful, personal, and help everyone? Very out of the norm from health to experts in the industry. Ooh, that's a great question. What makes me want to? There's nothing that I consciously do. This actually just is honest and transparent, and it drives me. And you can see I try to be transparent. I answer every question here as it pops up in front of me, right? This is completely unscripted. I go live at all silly times throughout the day. This is not curated content. I have an idea, I have a topic I want to share with you, and then I want to speak with you guys, which I absolutely love. But I get so irritated at all the frauds out there that are taking advantage of good-natured humans who are trying to lead better lives. There are so many dirtbags and liars and egomaniacs out there that are stealing money from you, and worse yet, hurting you. They are hurting you with their incompetence or with their maniacal greed. And it makes me so freaking angry because I know these individuals. I knew them before they were doing what they're doing. Some of them, I don't know all of them. I'm peripherally aware of them. And many of them, it's like we have 1 or 2 or 3 degrees of separation where I know someone who knows them intimately, right? And just the way it works, a former social media company or an employee or a dietitian or coach or a coworker or a student or something along those lines, right? And I get so freaking mad that some of these people, they build up platforms and then they have a community who listens to them, and they use that community to simply fill their pocket or build a monument to their own ego instead of delivering honest, actionable, evidence-based information to help that person. And there's honest information out there that might not be, in my opinion, the most effective. And that's fine. I'm not speaking about them. Those are people who they have some good science. They believe what they're saying. They live that lifestyle, and that's what they're sharing to everyone else. Hey, that's awesome. And those aren't the ones I'm talking about. I just disagree, and here's some reasons why we disagree. And all right, we'll agree to disagree. I get so angry, and I speak the way that I do. So you guys hear it. That's what it comes down to. So you guys hear it, so you can hear someone who's honest sharing information that's not as sexy, right? The topic of today is what? Not go buy my BCAA program. The topic of today is like, hey, the number one rule for fat loss guys and gals is you got to be consistent. It's got to be consistent. Right? Be consistent before you go out and buy those BCAAs. Be consistent before you buy the waist trainer, before you get a gym membership, before you buy a Fitbit or the new shoes or L-carnitine or whatever else there might be. Be consistent. That's my message. Now, that message is more accurate than every other message out there. But most of the other fitness frauds out there, they're trying to sell you some sort of BS. So to answer your question, DK, that's why we do what I do. And I hope it means something. And I know it does to you guys, but the fact that I don't chase that false money. You don't see me selling some keto powder, right? Over the last 3 years when keto was a big thing. Now keto's dying, right? Intermittent fasting is kind of replaced keto, but that's now dying also. Right? All the whole macro things, never did a macro template, never did a keto powder, never had a fasting protocol to cash in. Never did that stuff. Never represented any sort of product that had any sort of artificial sweeteners and all the synthetic toxic chemicals. And I had a lot of money floating my way, offering me boop, 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 just to like do the pose and smile and give me a little thumbs up. That's my integrity. And that's something I will never shake. And that's something that I share with you. So when I turn on the microphone, turn on the camera, I'm just being honest with you guys. So I appreciate that, DK. Ben, thanks, coach. Helps a lot. But I have Crohn's disease, so it's hard for me to eat a lot of meat or dairy products like milk or yogurt. Should I try to eat all that protein in vegetables and fish? Ben, number one, listen to your doctor. So for me to just sit here and speak with you very briefly right now over the internet, I cannot give specific information. I simply don't have enough of the details. But in general, listen to your doctor's orders. Of course, I do not know exactly what you're dealing with. And I would make alleviating the symptoms of Crohn's disease to the point that you start to heal from the Crohn's disease. That should be the goal, not so much eating more protein to simply get yoked. Health first. Rule number one of any program is do no harm, Ben. So I hope that's helpful to you. And I know it's not a complete answer, but I don't have complete information to truly do a true service to you. So thank you, my friend. Lori says, is low quantity of honey acceptable to use as a sweetener? Yes. If we use, I mean, I don't want to call honey a sweetener because honey, raw, local honey, has dramatic health benefits. Now, we don't overuse it, but at the same time, we have it in certain recipes, maybe. Now, I don't add honey to my sugar, or I don't add honey, I don't add honey to my coffee, or I don't add honey to my tea unless I have a really like sore throat from talking so much, right? I use honey more as a recipe additive than anything else. I use it to help boost immunity and offset possible seasonal allergies. That's why we say raw local honey. But most of the honey that you find in traditional grocery stores is just sugar. So I would look for a raw local honey. You can probably go to a local farmer's market or even some like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Sprouts type of stores. Local health food stores can probably get you some. Scuba says, hey, coach, my wife got me some dry aged steaks from Piedmontese for my birthday. This is some of the best steaks I ever had. Thanks for the discount. We're starting another round of the 12-week Living Lean. That is awesome. Awesome to hear. I'm so happy to hear that. And Scuba went to Piedmontese.com. I already played the promo, Piedmontese.com. We have a 25% discount on grass-fed, grass-finished steak, ground beef, fillets, bavettes, stew meat, fajita meat, tomahawks, short ribs, anything you can think of, every cut of the cow at Certified Piedmontese. But you can get grass-fed, grass-finished, the most pristine beef on the planet. The only beef I will eat or allow in my home to feed my own family comes from Certified Piedmontese, and that is a fact. You can go to Piedmontese.com, promo code Dolce. You will save 25% and get free shipping to your door on orders over $99, which is easy if you're buying a month's worth or more because it's all frozen, right? We still have beef from like 2 months ago, of course, in our freezer. And I do not get a single penny of that discount code. So it's not like, hey, you spend 25, you get the discount, then Dolce gets a little piece. I don't get any piece of your discount. That's important for me to share with you guys. That is completely passed on to you guys. So use it or not, it has nothing to do. I get no benefit. It's only a benefit to you guys if you do use that 25% plus the free shipping. Plus, it's the most fucking amazing, delicious meat. Like Scuba says, it's awesome. And that's what I am having for dinner tonight, which I'm excited about. Fasting is not that bad, coach. I fast every night when I sleep. I'm fasting right now, I guess. I ate lunch not lunch. I ate meal number 4 we're 52 minutes in. So about 70 or so minutes ago. Mike Mumford. Hey now. I can't do that. Hey now. Hey, Dolce. Hey now. F you, Dolce. Anything else appropriate to substitute for turkey bacon on 3 weeks Australia? Also, the coconut oil and cinnamon go in the coffee, right? So, Mike, turkey bacon is simply for the sodium. Aha. Ooh, tricky, Dolce team of scientists. The turkey bacon is added more for the sodium than for the insignificant amount of protein it may add. And there's no fat, there's no carbs. So the turkey bacon is there as a delicious way to add sodium. So I would add a little bit of salt and maybe an extra egg white to your scramble to add for the like 2 grams of protein that might come with 1 slice of turkey bacon or less even, and a little extra shake of salt. That's why the turkey bacon is there. Now, maybe you want to throw a piece of chicken sausage, but not chicken apple because the carbohydrates shoot up, like chicken and sage or like turkey and sage or just like plain. Usually sage is a pretty common additive to that category. Or you just add a couple shakes of salt and you're good to go, brother. Easy. And I would add a little bit of extra, like an extra egg white or so, just to throw that little touch of protein in there, which in time adds up. Gabby, my family physician suggested I eat a low-carb diet plus exercise to lose fat and reverse my insulin resistance. What's your opinion on me doing cyclical keto, 50 grams of carbs for 5 days, plus 2 days of 100 grams of carbs? Gabby, listen to your doctor, number one. So Number one, listen to your doctor. Do what your doctor says. Number two, I'm just going to give my opinion in general. My opinion in general would be that 50 grams of carbohydrate is very low. It's very low. That would be 1 cup of blueberries and 1 apple and nothing else throughout the day. Not a bite of a carrot, not a handful of spinach even. I mean, it gets a little crazy if we're truly counting. What I would say is if you had, or if a person in general was consuming on average 100 to 150 grams of carbohydrates per day from healthful, whole food sources, non-processed, devoid of synthetic toxic chemicals, that would be a very healthy, low carbohydrate meal plan, by the way. And I would assume most doctors consider a low carb diet being compared to the average American diet. So I would have a conversation with my doctor and I would just simply look and say, well, what is a 1/4 cup of steel cut oats and a 1/2 cup of blueberries, maybe a couple egg whites on the side or 1 whole egg for breakfast, and then having a robust salad, maybe with some quinoa and some wild-caught salmon for lunch, having a piece of steak or chicken or maybe a little bit more fish, and having maybe a 1/4 cup of white or wild rice and a 1/4 cup of black beans or amaranth or sweet potato, and another vibrant mix of veggies, and then having like an apple or a pear or an orange or a peach or a plum or a nectarine or a few strawberries or raspberries, and a Brazil nut or two, or some pecans or walnuts, kind of spread in as snacks throughout the day. Now, if you looked at that, you would see, well, that's in excess of the 50 grams of carbohydrates, probably closer to 100, maybe even slightly more. But nobody's getting fat eating like that. Nobody's developing insulin resistance eating like that. So that would be my conversation. And that type of diet will dramatically improve your micronutrient and phytonutrient intake, which has dramatic health benefits. So I would have that conversation with your doctor, and I would assume that your doctor would probably be super stoked to hear that. Do you train your neck muscles? I did when I wrestled, and then not a whole bunch since then. True story. So yes, but no. I mean, I do. I train everything, right? I say if I'm going to do bicep curls, I put the barbell or the dumbbells on the floor, right? So I'm that kind of blue collar mentality guy that everything I do is struggle and strain. I literally load up these, stones and blocks and concrete and bricks and whatnot in my backyard with a wheelbarrow, and I will like literally load it up, wheelbarrow, 100 yards or so in my backyard, dump it, and then put it all back and wheelbarrow it back on the other side of the yard, dump it again. Like that's what I'll do for fun, or like when I'm off on the weekend at home. True story. That will build the neck muscles and create that different type of look. And I will say, and this is not like a humble brag, but just factually, I don't look like a bodybuilder. Like I don't look like a bodybuilder at all. But when you see me with my shirt off, no, I'm just kidding. When you see me with my shirt off, like it's an obvious type of strength that a guy like me has. There's a certain type of look to my physique that bodybuilders don't have. Most don't. A couple have. Most don't have that because of the athletic, functional approach I take to training and exercises such as that. Like I do not have a quote pretty aesthetic, flowing, sweeping, beautiful lines of my physique. Absolutely not. But like I'm always one of the first picked to do anything physical, whether it's helping a buddy move a house or play a football game or, enter a deadlift competition, like whatever the hell it might be, because the physicality of what we do and the neck development or forearm development or whatever else is just a part of that. Mustafa, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Dab says, what do you think about 80-20 or 90-10 rule, 80 to 90% clean food and 10 to 20% dirty food? if you're married, go ask your wife. What does she think about you? Like, being 80 to 90%, honest and 10 to 20% cheating. I would use that. Now, it's up to you, right? You asked me, this is my opinion. My opinion is we set goals, we achieve goals. Set goal and achieve goal. Are you at your goal? Are you where you want to be? Or are you dealing with high cholesterol or disproportionate LDL to HDL ratio? Do you have some sort of blood sugar sensitivity or maybe sleep apnea? Are you considered to be overweight or obese? Like, do you not like the way you look? Are you trying to dramatically change your physique? If that's the question, then I would say that there's no room for any of that. We achieve the goal. That's like saying if you're in debt and broke all the time, should you, go out once or twice a week and blow some money on the blackjack table? The answer is no, of course not. You got to keep your nose down. That's my opinion, by the way. My opinion is certainly much more effective than the other route. The other route opens the door for a lot of entitled complacency, which inhibits people from being successful. We got to put our nose to the grindstone to achieve a goal. Once we achieve the goal, then you can look up. And I don't look at it as clean food or dirty food. I look at it as just living a normalized life. That there's no more negative association with having a slice of pizza. Like once you're at your target weight, once you're at your target level of health, once you're at your target financial stature, man, you can go, dude, take your friends and family out for a nice meal. Blow your money on the restaurant every night. If your money's right, you have, disposable income, you have more cash than you need. Sure. Definitely go blow it. For sure. Go spend that money on the local youth organization. Buy the team, the local team in the kind of like, economically repressed area, buy them some new uniforms. That's what I would say. So like once you get to that status, then go and have your slice of pizza, have your little piece of cake and whatever the hell else might be. But if you're not at your goal, and this circles back to the beginning. So Dabs, great question. If you're not at your goal, you have no business not doing everything in your power to achieve it. I don't care if it takes you a 1 month or 1 year or 1 decade. That's the real story. That's my opinion. Some people don't have that opinion, but they're wrong. Those are the people who are like, oh, Dolce, it's okay to give your kid a piece of candy sometimes. One piece of candy is not going to kill your kid. So why don't you just let them take one puff off a cigarette then? One puff of a cigarette will not kill your kid. Probably. Like one piece of candy will probably not kill your kid. When you say it like that, people get like super fucking emotional about it, super polarized, but it's true. What's the difference? What's the difference? One is wrong because one is socially acceptable. Now, it's so funny because like one piece of candy, but that's bullshit because you don't give your kid one piece of candy. Your kid eats candy every single day. You send your kid to school with candy. They come home, they eat candy. They eat candy at dinner, after dinner, and before bed. You normalize eating candy. So it's not just one. It's not just one meal. You do it correctly or you don't. You do it correctly or you're not doing it. That's my opinion. And I believe that's more effective than the other way. Because I will point to the people who do it 100% correctly every single time. And I'll point to the people that don't. And those are the people I spoke about in the beginning of this very video, which is great, Dabs. Consistency is the issue. That's why people do not achieve their goals, because they're not consistent. They're not consistent. I just had to, I'm not, this is not you. So when I do this voice and whatnot, I'm making fun of you, but they're like, 80% of my meals are clean. 20% are dirty because I deserve it. You don't fucking deserve it. You don't fucking deserve it, man. You got cardiovascular disease. You got arterial sclerosis building up right now. The plaque is fucking laying itself down inside your arteries right fucking now. And you think because you ate a piece of chicken for lunch, you can go out and have beer and fucking fajitas or nachos with your friends because it's Thursday night football. You didn't fucking earn it. It's bullshit. That's my opinion. And it's right. Chris, hey coach, told my friend the principles, and since the end of January, he went from 290 down to 240. Bang! Chris Ingram, I'm so proud of you, my man, leading by example. Chris Ingram is also a Dolce Diet certified coach, ladies and gentlemen. Dramatically changed his life. I got to post those. Chris, send me the before and after you want me to send, my man. You want me to post? I didn't know which one you wanted me to post. I'm going to post this week Chris Ingram's before and after photo and a little snippet of his story to show you the dramatic transformation this guy made in his life. Incredible. Will blow you away and will make you wonder why you have not started yet. Such an inspiration, Chris. Super proud of you. Mike, also, does the teaspoon of coconut oil and cinnamon go in the coffee? It can. That is an option for sure. So coconut oil, use as you wish, as you want to, when you need to. The cinnamon, yes, that can go in also. Those are options, Mike, so enjoy them if you like. But if you do, blend it. Don't whip it. Yuck. Blend it. And ooh, so frothy and so delicious. I love it so much. Mike says, does glucosamine or any other joint fuels help with joint pain? They can. So glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM have been shown to help some people sometimes. That's the real data. To the point that I would say it's certainly worth considering. I have found curcumin has been beneficial, but for me, it takes about 4 months of consistent use to yield a benefit. That's what I found. I use the Jarrow brand. I wish I'm looking like it's not. It's definitely not here. It's at home in my cabinet. I take it twice per day, every day. And when I was doing it consistently last year, all my joint pain went away. True story. And it went away. And I stopped. I ran out of it. I stopped taking it. And slowly but surely, my joint pain came back. And that's when I remembered, son of a gun, I used to take that Jarrow curcumin. So about 2 months or so ago, I started taking it again. And I feel benefits. Not wiped away yet. So I'll let you know in another 2 months. But, and this is the data that I had. It takes about 4 months for the accumulation effect for it to go away. I'm not saying definitely, but for me, curcumin has worked extremely well. Gabby says, I had an in-body a while back. It says I was 509 and it said I had 56% body fat. Now I weigh 397. Great job, Gabby. In your estimate, how much of a body fat percentage do you think I have now? Gabby, it's completely impossible for me to know. I wish I could. I would love to help you, but I don't know, simply because I don't know what you look like. I don't know what the composition is. I will say it's lower. Right? I will say it's most likely considerably and dramatically lower, but step back on the scale, Gabby. What a great diagnostic tool to have that ability to step back on and see you're down a little over 100 pounds, which is awesome. Psh, high five to you. 100 plus pounds down and continuing on, getting more focused, more consistent, which is key. 1 pound at a time. I would suggest considering strength training to ensure you're maintaining your lean, healthy, functional muscle tissue, which is going to carry you through life in a healthy, athletic manner. And also that will continue to use up the stored energy that's sitting inside the fat cells right now, because that's all fat cells are. Fat cells is just an energy supply. So we want to use up as much of that energy as possible, but we can't forget to fuel the healthy, lean, functional parts of our body that make life worth living. And that becomes the tension of opposites for many people, because they think, well, I need to lose weight, so I'll stop eating everything. And then they lose the wrong weight. They lose all the healthy stuff because the fat storage hormones kick in. It says, this person's killing us. We need to store energy. They're not eating enough energy. We need to store energy. And they store it in the fat cells. But if we eat the right food in the right amounts at the right time, then we facilitate the preservation of our lean, healthy, functional body mass, and the fat cells shrink down. Gabby, you're doing great. I love seeing you in here. Thank you for being a part of our community. Keep it up. Keep going. I love that you're working in conjunction with your doctor. That is absolutely amazing. You might consider setting up a one-on-one consultation with Professor Lindsay Howard. I would say go back and start looking at the Ask the Dietitian series that we have now. I think we're at episode 4 now. Every Monday, we have the Ask the Dietitian episode of this channel. And get to know Lindsay a little bit, hear the way she speaks, and determine if she is a good person for you to speak with. She is a college professor, Professor Lindsay Howard. She has her master's degree. She is a licensed, registered dietitian. She is also a certified strength and conditioning specialist. She is our lead instructor for the nutrition and dietetics portion of our coaches certification and fitness conference. This is a very experienced young lady who is a very good person, by the way, is amazing with our clients. I cannot say enough about her. And that's something to consider also, Gabby. And she can work, speak the same language as your doctor, which is great. Thoughts on media normalizing being overweight? Well, it's funny. That's, kind of tags onto Gabby to a degree. And I appreciate Gabby's honesty in being here, which she's always been amazing for this channel. And sharing her story with the community, as everybody has. I was shadow banned here on this network, on Instagram and on Facebook, because I said just this. I said during the summertime, if you are wearing a mask, but not reducing your BMI to healthy levels, you are a science denier, because all the data clearly showed that obesity was directly correlated with severe aspects of the Rona, right? I'm scared to even say the word to get shadow banned again. I was shadow banned. I immediately started losing followers day after day after day after week and months. It's not like people they were so mad at me, because the people who follow me pretty much follow me because they agree with most of the stuff that I say, not everything. And I didn't say anything. I was like, wear your mask. I wear my freaking mask. Wear your mask. I love hand washing. I am a germaphobe. You guys know that, by the way. Dude, I shower 3 times a day. I was carrying hand sanitizer before it was cool. Literally the wipes. I have those single purpose wipes, stacks of them in my bag at all times in my car, everywhere I go. If I shake someone's hand in normal life, I can feel their germs on me. All right, so I'm that dude. I love that part of it. I'm not mad about any of that stuff. Social distancing, yeah, don't come near me. People are gross. I go into a restaurant, I leave if I see the bartender do this and then grab the glass or whatnot. I'm like, this motherfucker spreading germs to everyone. So to be clear here, I said, but if you are wearing the mask, yelling at other people for not wearing a mask, but you're at high body mass and you're eating McDonald's and fast food and synthetic toxic chemicals, if you haven't gone to your doctor and gotten a wellness exam and comprehensive blood work, shame on you. Shame on you. So that's my answer. The media has been complicit in all of this, pushing political narratives. And I'm not political. They're all liars. Your favorite politician's a liar. All their team, liars. Both sides, liars, right? Dividing all of us so and you understand that both the Democrats and Republicans hang out together and are in business together and get rich together and vote to give each other raises and salaries and 401ks and way better healthcare than you have right now. You know that, right? They're all on the same team, but they divide us while feeding us misinformation and the wrong information. And then when people with experience I'm more fit than probably anyone in Congress and the Senate, I would have to say. I don't know. I've never seen anyone. I've never seen anyone in national politics more fit than me. I hope maybe there is one or two. Maybe there is one or two. I've never seen any of them more fit than me, and I would put my blood work down next to all of theirs. But they're the ones telling us what is healthy. And then a guy like me speaks out who literally does this for a career at the highest levels. I get shadow banned for speaking the truth that, hey, guys, listen, wear your mask, do all the stuff. But if you are not also managing your own body weight, if you're not also getting 30 to 60 minutes of consistent exercise every single day, if you're not going to your doctor and getting a comprehensive blood panel and a wellness check, then you are a science denier, because the science clearly shows that these are all attributed to mortality related to that issue, which is a massive burden on public health care. I mean, you want to talk about those numbers, it gets even crazier. So this is my little bit of a rant right now. But I've been shot literally, and it's funny. I noticed Tom DeBlas and some of the other, quote, maybe conservative or whoever that they were pigeonholed. A month or so ago, not even, a couple of weeks ago, Tom started showing back up. Anyone who knows Tom DeBlas, who I used to train jiu-jitsu with 20 years ago. Shadow band. Poof, pops up. All of a sudden pops up. All of a sudden, people now who were shadow banned starts popping back up in Twitter feeds again. I would lose the same exact amount of Instagram followers for almost a year, kind of since I spoke out, which was like early summer, I think, right around early summer. And it was ripped off. I got the flag, I note from the clueless or the faceless people on Instagram. And from that point forward, I was gaining like, 1,000 followers a week. And I would lose 1,000 a week. Whatever I would gain, I would lose. I gain 1,000, lose 1,000, gain 1,000, lose 1,000, gain 1,000, lose 1,000. It's not like 1,000 people say, "Oh, let me follow this guy. Oh, I'm going to unfollow this guy." That's not the way it works. It was almost to the exact number, and I have screenshots of all this going all the way through. And I'm not going to blast it out there and get further penalized for it. It doesn't do me any good, right? It's just like, all right, I'm just going to keep putting the content out there, speak honestly as much as I can, do what I can. And then now it's funny because just this week, for the first time in maybe a year, I actually started to gain followers again. It's weird that a new administration is in, and all of a sudden it seems like the censorship is kind of ebbed away. And I don't know. Maybe it's just coincidence. I don't know. The irony of it, though, is insane. For whatever that's worth. So I kind of a little bit of a rant right there on the media normalizing being overweight. They should be ashamed of themselves. All these ivory tower media elites running around telling hardworking people what we should and shouldn't be doing and bastardizing us for trying to keep our businesses open and lead normal lives, while at the same time, they're doing the exact opposite of what they're telling us to do. Right? Making $10 million a year, because these media pundits are making millions and millions and millions of dollars per year. Senate and Congress never missed a single paycheck. They didn't miss one penny of one paycheck the entire time during this pandemic. They didn't miss anything, nothing. And they missed a hell of a lot of work, by the way. We know that. But hardworking Americans, we got kicked in the nuts, fall to the ground, stomped on, like curb stomped, spit on, urinated on. And that's kind of the way they treated us. So do you know how I feel? And let's see. Now, I got to say, if all of a sudden I don't show up in your feeds anymore, it's probably because of this rant. God knows, I hope not. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend and lie, and let's see what happens. Make sure you follow this channel, subscribe, check your subscriptions, and make sure, for those of you who are here checking it out. And that's all true, by the way. That's all freaking true. It's all easy to check that. No, what's up? No. Steve Harvey picture's cool. F.U. Dolce, hope all's well with you. Those breakfast bowls make me shit 4 times a day. Bam, bam, bam. We spoke about that earlier. Dabs and Deadlift actually kind of talked about that, and I went on a little dookie conversation, which is a little uncomfortable, but it's important to understand that there should be consistency here. And I'm happy to hear this. I mean, I'm not happy to know it, but I'm kind of happy to hear it. So right on, Noe. Coach MD, what do you recommend between cold brew coffee, Italian style, or regular filter? What's your favorite? I like the pour over. I'm a pour over guy. Pour over. Not like this empty cup here is doing anything for you. We're actually about to sell these soon, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. These are some badass, sturdy, like bash someone over the head and the cup won't break. Don't do that, by the way. Freaking awesome. The way it retains heat and the curve, feel like I'll hold it like this a lot just because the curve, it fits so well in my hand. So I'll kind of like do this move and like fingers inside the wrong way. It is a 4-finger. Woo! The 4-finger right there. I usually do the 3-finger in, 1 out, one on top, 1 on bottom. Bang, 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 or like this. It's so easy to drive with because of the shape and the curvature. By the way, so the Dolce Diet mug will be out soon. We have a limited supply. I think we only have 100 or so. So I'll let you guys know when that's, I think we have more than 100, by the way. There's boxes and boxes waiting, but still, they'll go quick. Sup, Dolce, thinking about starting a 12-week program. I'm currently training twice a day, almost. Is the diet suitable for that level of the free content? Eric, absolutely. The diet was dialed in for that. Click that link below right now. Start the 12-week online personalized diet and exercise program. You'll see the way we have the snacks program. You can train 0 times per day, 1 times per day, 2 times per day on this plan, and it fits perfectly because the snacks float and they can be a pre or post workout or a simple snack in between your next meal for that bridge. When you set up your program, and this is how intelligent our system is, it is the rule engine inside the system. When you set up your program, it asks you very specifically about your training. The way you answer the questions about your training helps us more appropriately design, or the system, I should say, more appropriately design the nutrition plan for you. So, Eric, it is all taken care of. It is all in there for you. Definitely click that link below, and you're going to get a 25% discount for doing it right now. Boom, you got this. Andy says, F you, you're the best. On ways, thanks a lot, Andy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. We're always working hard for you. I'm in your corner, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever I can do to help you, that's why I'm here. That's why I come on almost every single day, the best that I can, to bring you the most honest, actionable, evidence-based information to provide value to your life so you can move this thing forward and achieve your goals and live out your full potential. Eric says, sounds great starting tonight. All love right back, my man. I appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hour 21 minutes deep into this feed. I appreciate it. If anyone wants to go through this feed and timestamp it for me, I don't know where the legend Dave B is. I got to check in on him. But if anyone wants to go through and timestamp this feed and yesterday's feed and just leave it in the comment section, I will then take it. I'll add it into the description. So then the timestamp is added. I think that's the way it works. And I'll give you a free t-shirt. They're over on the other side of the gym. We got these super cool gold, or they're like green, like military green with gold Dolce Diet front chest logo and back logo. Super cool looking t-shirts. If you timestamp it today in yesterday's video, I will give you a free Dolce Diet t-shirt. The first person to timestamp will get the logo, and it'll show who was the first one. So as you throw it up, just say first, and it says the time that you posted it in the comment section. So it'll be easy to tell, but you know, let's be honest, everyone. All right, guys and gals, you're awesome. And that's if you want to. I'm just saying, hey, if somebody's cool enough, you're all super cool. But anybody wants to do that, you got a free moments, you're handy at it, man, just throw it up, and I'm happy to throw you a t-shirt just because I got to get home to my family and have dinner at 6 o'clock at night. It's getting a little late, actually. All right. Once again, I appreciate you guys. You are all freaking awesome. Thank you for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. Check out the Instagram page at The Dolce Diet. I'll be going live on there in a little bit. Until next time, boom.